I'm here to introduce our next presenter, and her bio is located in the program book, so I'm not going to read it. But what I am going to tell you is since she submitted her bio to us, she has won Miss Connecticut. And she will be competing in the Miss USA pageant. And not only representing Connecticut, but also mental health and borderline personality disorder. So here to tell her story is Miss Shavana Clarke.
Hi, my name is Shavana. I am a sales professional entrepreneur. And when I wrote this, I just put pageant title holder, but I guess now I'm Miss Connecticut USA. My mental health journey began in middle school before I truly understood what it all meant. Growing up in the Jamaican community, there was never a huge emphasis on mental health and mental wellness. So I had to figure out a lot of things on my own. It was in middle school that I first experienced depression and began to self-harm. As the years passed, I met with numerous therapists, tried numerous treatments, and was diagnosed with numerous mental health disorders, spanning from generalized anxiety disorder to clinical depression. My first time learning about borderline personality disorder is when I did a Google search trying to find a mental health diagnosis that sounded the closest to what I felt like I was experiencing in life. Generalized anxiety disorder, panic disorder, clinical depression, they all sounded like they somewhat fit my experience, but they never felt like the complete picture because of a few things that I knew to be true, but was very scared to admit. Number one, although I never acknowledged it as a problem in college, I began self-medicating with alcohol. I felt as though I needed it to be calm, have fun, and reduce feelings of boredom. Number two, the self-harm that began in middle school continued consistently until my mid-20s. Number three, I was terrified of people leaving me. I found myself spiraling at the thought of being abandoned by someone I was dating and doing and saying just about anything to get them to stay. Number four, even though I wanted the people I dated to stay, I often felt very up and down about them. This caused me to be unfaithful a few times, and after I had done so, I blamed them. They weren't exciting enough or understanding enough. I needed to chase something new. And number five, even when I was in a job that I loved or dating someone that I found great, there was always a period of good, everything felt great, but I felt empty inside, and I could never explain to people what it was or why it was. It simply was just my reality. So when I did that Google search that one day and stumbled upon borderline personality disorder, a part of me felt understood. However, researching it also came with reading the stigma that people tend to put on the disorder, and that was enough to scare me from learning anymore. In 2020, after a very difficult relationship and breakup, I checked myself into a psychiatric hospital again. What I assumed would be a 2-week stay maximum turned into a 2-month stay, and me being diagnosed with borderline personality disorder. Although I had considered this diagnosis before, when I heard it from my doctor officially, I was terrified. I felt as though my life as I knew it was over, that I would never experience love, joy, or happiness. I thought I would always be seen as broken and ultimately as the problem. The stigma clearly got to me. Thankfully, after those 2 months in the psychiatric hospital, I went on to a year-long continuing day treatment program that had a DBT track for individuals who were diagnosed with borderline personality disorder. There, I learned a lot about BPD on a deeper level. I was taught skills that I still use today, and most importantly, I got to meet other individuals with the same diagnosis as me. The people I met there were some of the most thoughtful, inspiring, empathetic, and loving people I had ever met. Learning about them, sharing space with them, listening to their feedback, I realized that if I could find the undeniable beauty in these people, I could give myself some grace. In that grace, I learned a couple things. I, too, am a thoughtful, inspiring, empathetic, and loving individual. And number two, for all the negativity individuals with BPD get about how they experience negative emotions, on the flip side, we also experience all the beautiful emotions just intensely. So when I love deeply and honestly. When I am happy, the joy is overbounding. When I am inspired, creativity flows out of me. When I am proud, I can do something as scary as opening up about my struggles and finding the strength in a diagnosis like BPD. I don't have it down to a science. I do not claim to be healed, but I stand here confidently and say that I do what I need to take care of my mental health instead of running away like I used to. I see a psychiatrist and a therapist. I am open and honest with my team because only in honesty can we properly determine what will be beneficial for me in my treatment. It has been and continues to be a journey. If my journey proves anything, it's that treatment for borderline personality disorder is beneficial. Individuals with BPD deserve to receive treatment that will aid in improving their quality of life. And we deserve to live in the beauty of who we are rather than fearing that our diagnosis would ruin our lives. The stigma of a diagnosis should not define us, but it takes not only us, the individuals with a diagnosis, but also the support of our family, friends, loved ones, and mental health providers to truly make a difference. Thank you.